my name is Alisha Nicole Jackson. Welcome back to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Happy Sunday, y'all. It's lower body day, legs and glutes. Woo, woo. I'm super excited, as you can see. I just got back from church, so I'm feeling good. You feel me? Amen. Praise him. Happy Sunday. Anyways, before my workout, guys, I like to stretch for 7 minutes minimum, 20 seconds on each stretch. So this is what I'm doing here. This segment is literally meant to show you some stretches that I do. I've incorporated some new things, so as they come up, I'll talk about what new I've done. But today's workout is gonna be, well, I was gonna say simple, honey. It looks simple, but when I was doing it, it was far from that. However, we're gonna do 4 sets of 10 of everything that I'm doing. So I actually went to a new gym to record this workout, which is different for me. I typically go to the same gym every single, I want to say Sunday. Saturday is when I record. Sunday is when I post. But I go to the same gym every single Saturday. But I decided to broaden my horizons because, y'all, I've been having trouble with the lady at the gym. She does not want me to record, honey. She's the only person I've ever had issues with. So I did not want to deal with that today. I was just not in the mood. So I'm like, let me call up a different gym. So I called them up. I'm like, hey, can I bring a tripod? Can I record? He's like, yeah. So here I am recording at a different gym. And this gym was cool. Everybody was really nice. Even like one guy there, he held the bench for me when I left. Because I had to go get my stuff. I asked him like, hey, is this free? He's like, yeah, it's free. And so when I came back, I saw another guy trying to take it. And he held down the fort for me. So shout out to him. Even though when I was done, I tried to find the guy that wanted it. And I couldn't. So I don't know what that was about. But, y'all, long story short, they was nice. They were nice. Yeah, y'all. I probably went to throw that tissue away because I didn't want to look at it. But when I come back, I'm going to finish stretching. I have been very busy. I appreciate all the support. I'm at like 1,020 subscribers. Woo woo. Shout out to y'all. I got to do some giveaways. Hey, y'all. I don't know who that is, so just walk by. But I got to do some giveaways very soon. I got to do some giveaways very, very soon. So I'm super excited about that. And yeah, I'm ready to do those giveaways at some point. I know y'all would love some free stuff. I gotta do merch. Y'all, so much stuff I gotta do and add to my website. But don't forget, my game guide is available for purchase where I plan out the days you work out. This is a new stretch alert. This is really good. I know it looks simple, but you can literally do these at home. So please do this. It's really good for your hips and your lower body all together. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I have so much stuff that I want to do, even with my website. My game guide is public. You could purchase that. It's only $10, guys. $10 out of your money, right? Even if you don't want to grow your lower body, you could just support me. Throw the 10 ball my way. You feel me? But the interesting thing is, now that I'm studying, and I'm literally like legit studying and I'm, learning and absorbing the information, eventually I'll probably add some new things to my game guide, especially as I progress in my own fitness journey, because to be honest with y'all, fitness has completely changed for me. I feel like now it's just more about, one, not necessarily an aesthetic, right? Obviously I'm going to grow my glutes and legs because I'm going to practice, what am I trying to say? It just left my mind. Progressive overload, which is basically lifting heavy, y'all. That's what that means. If you hear like people using that fancy word in videos, they just mean as time goes on, you progress and lift heavy. Okay, but I am going to do progressive overload and lift heavy. So of course my glutes and lower body are going to grow. But I don't know if I'm going to go into bulking and cutting like I was, to be honest. I like this size. I lost about 6-7 pounds in 3 weeks. So if you want to figure out how I did that, you could just comment below, and I will make a video about weight loss as well. And I like this new size. I was 137, right? I went from 115 to 137, and I was all thick and stuff, honey, but I was thick in the wrong places too. I couldn't see my waist. Midwest did not exist. So now I'm down to like 131, 130. I do like this size, and I feel like I'm at a point in my journey where I'm just getting comfortable, loving my body as it is, and not necessarily trying to change anything or bulk, just improve on God's design already. And then on top of that, just learn more as I am studying, to get my certification. Just learning, absorbing, making sure, I am doing the best I can in my abilities, and also gaining muscle for the future, right? As you get older, typically after a certain age, your muscle starts to decline in the body. So making sure I'm nice and strong so I could sit up and walk and do amazing things. But also don't forget the cardio, y'all. I do cardio for 15 minutes every single time I work out. I jog 1 minute, walk 1 minute. I did include it at the end of the video, but please don't forget your cardio, especially if you're like, I want to gain muscle and lose weight. Okay, how if you're not doing cardio? It's a balance between strength training and cardio. Cardio helps you lose the weight, and strength training keeps it toned and gives you muscle so you won't be weak, right? Anyways, that was a whole yapathon. Here I am pondering on life. Clearly, as you can see, what I'm about to do is I'm actually about to grab. Baby, I thought I was gonna grab a band. Eventually, I'm gonna grab that band. I bought my bands with me. I think I'm gonna start working out with them, just to give myself. And also, this is a new stretch alert. This is just lateral lunges. This is great. So add the previous one where I moved my legs from side to side, the lateral lunges to them. But also another thing I'm about to do with the band is I'm about to put the band on, and I'm about to do deep squatting, which is a really, really good one. I would suggest this as a stretch. It's not a workout. It's just literally me stretching. All you're going to do is get into the squat the deepest that you can, right? The farthest you could possibly go, and you're going to hold that for as long as you can. But yeah, y'all, I lost my train of thought. I'm just yapping on and on. But stretching is about to be over briefly, and I'm about to get into my next workout. Little does I'm actually trained by somebody who's awesome. He helped me go from 115 to 137. But little does he know I've been, adding my own 2 cents into the workout. So that's what you're about to see here, because I'm done stretching. Okay. I don't know. I think he suggested RDLs this workout, but regardless, you're gonna do RDLs. I like to do B stance RDLs, guys, because I could feel the B stance RDLs. Okay, as far as like any other variation of RDLs, they're cool and all, but these are what work for me. And I want to encourage you guys. I know you're probably following a lot of fitness influencers or trying to figure out what works for you. When you find something that works for you, you keep it, okay? Because for me, RDLs, I wasn't feeling it in my glutes, and as I get better with my B stance RDLs in the form, I'm feeling them more, okay? So simply put, a B stance RDL is literally you have one foot on the ground, and then the other foot is, you're kind of like on your heel a bit, okay? And then as you can see, not on your heel, on your toe, and my heel is against the wall. I do that for balance purposes, right? You don't have to be against the wall, but it's better for me. And then I do a regular RDL motion where you hinge your hips forward, butt back, right? Like you're closing the door, and then you want to paint your legs almost. And then you go forward, but when your butt stops pushing back, right, when you can't push back anymore, that's when you come up, because you don't want to hurt your back. So RDLs are great. This is what the girlies are going to tell you, grow your glutes, and I believe the girlies are right. But you don't have to just do one variation. You could do the variation where you do regular RDLs and you have 2 dumbbells, right, and both legs are on the ground, knees slightly bent, same motion. Hinge the butt back. Hinge the butt back. Lean forward, neutral spine, and paint those legs. Or you could do them with a Smith machine. I saw somebody doing them with the Smith machine today. I've seen B stance RDLs done with the Smith machine, and I think that's awesome because it gives you the extra stability you need. However, for me personally, like this 40-pound weight I love these, okay? I think they're just called barbells is what I'm using, like a regular bar. But the reason that I like these is because I feel like I could see my progress more easily. I don't know why. Well, no, I do know why. I scratched that. Because when I first started, I was only able to lift the 20, 30. This is a 40, right? So for me, I lift heavy on the weekends. This is called heavy lifting day because personally, I do not want to lift heavy before work and then go work. And then I study while I'm at work. So on top of that, I have multiple things to do. I don't want to be in my seat sore, okay? So the weekends is typically my heavy lifting day. However, I do a lot of reps throughout the week and the weekend because for muscle hypertrophy to, at least I believe, to correctly work, you have to do more reps at a heavier weight eventually. And you guys will get there. But yes, for this one, like I said, 4 sets of 10. I have to make sure I keep saying 4 sets of 10. I want to revert back to 3 because that's typically what I do. I do like 3 sets of 15, but I do like 10, 15 reps typically all the time. Keep the reps high because you're trying to build that muscle. Another hack that I tried, and I'm going to get back to you guys, and maybe I'll make a short about it, but this bodybuilder, right? He basically said that after you lift, right after you lift, you drink Gatorade, and basically the ingredients in the sports drink goes to your muscles, and it basically gives you a pump like nobody's business. So I tried it this time, and I didn't know if it was my workout, because this is a heck of a workout. I'm telling you, it may not look like much, but when you do it, I tried it, and I'm like, I don't know if I see it or that's just the workout where it's going on, whatever. But yeah, y'all, I am going to do that. And I don't know, I was about to say, me. Some of you all do, but I only drink water. I don't drink juice. That's the first time I went to purchase juice and I don't know how long. So I'm gonna try the Gatorade hack, and if it works, I got you. I will update y'all. So you feel me? After the gym, you drink the Gatorade, you gonna walk around with the fattest, filthiest dump truck and legs the world has ever seen. So I'll update you on that. But for this video specifically, I did not include every single rep I did, but please believe I did 4 sets of 10. That's why my hair is up now, because I'm tired. Okay, we gotta put the curls up. Okay, so the 4 sets of 10, I did them. But yeah, y'all, I didn't include everything in the video because y'all got lives, okay? I understand, like, I want you to see what I'm doing, but I feel like after a while you kind of get the gist of it. The cool thing about my videos, though, that are, I feel like, maybe different or similar to other videos, is that I talk through them like a podcast. Whereas like most videos, they'll just show you the workouts and they'll have sound, which is cool, but I like to yap. That's why I made a YouTube. For real. And if you like to yap, you should make one too. But yeah, y'all, I'll yap through my videos and explain things, explain my backstory, my life, honey, what's going on, why I'm even posting this content. I'm not a certified personal trainer, but I am studying to be a certified personal trainer. I've worked out for 5 years, and the person that trains me actually got his certification and was a manager and I think he did something really big, or helped in the Olympics, something like that. So this is a lot of knowledge I'm spilling, but it's not from an empty place. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get my certification, because I feel like as my platform grows, it'll just add to those credentials. And eventually, I can make even more money, maybe aside from just my guides and training part-time. So yeah, y'all, that's a little bit about me. If you didn't know, now you know. Cute fit too. Alrighty. Hip thrusts, okay? And now these, the girls talk about them and the girls are right, okay? Hip thrust, hip thrust, hip thrust. Ironically, for this, they did not have the soft thing that you put on the bar to squat with. Like, what? So I had to make a makeshift, I don't know what you call it. I don't know if it's a protectant, whatever, to help with this. So what I did was I grabbed a mat and I used it as like, I guess a shield over my legs, because it hurts when you just do the pure bar. But if you want to do that, be my guest, honey. That hurts me. I can't do that. And what I found is that the mats actually work great. They work better than the thing that they give you when you're going to squat. So I'm going to be using the mats from now on. I eventually lift heavier than this and I could not feel it. So yeah, guys, for the hip thrust, same thing, 4 sets of 10. With the hip thrust, the only thing is, y'all, I was, trying to get through these. But for these ones specifically, you want to make sure that the only thing that you're moving is your lower body, so those hips, not more so your back. I feel like for this, I was like, but slow and steady wins the race. And the thing is, if you do the workout slower, this is alleged, if you gotta put the disclaimer, if you do the workout slower, depending on the time that you come down and go up, it actually helps with the muscle hypertrophy. So You know, slow and steady really does win the race. However, honey, I was like racing against myself. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm ready to get out of here. Even though they were so nice, everybody was so sweet. I had a great time here. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to record here. It depends. I get bored super easily. My birthday's in June. I'm Gemini. I'd be bored. So I don't know if I'm gonna come back to this specific location and record again. I might switch it up one more time, but I'll definitely be back at some point. The vibes were immaculate. And for these 4 sets of 10, make sure you're mostly, well, not mostly, definitely just moving your hips. Try to keep your back straight if you can. I would have and I should have came more off of the bench so my back could have been more stable, but not too bad on the form for those hip thrusts. I always high five myself because, baby, it looks tougher. It is tougher than it looks. Believe me, you. You don't celebrate, you who will, right? Okay, so next we have the Bulgarian split squats. Oh my goodness. You know what? I thought step ups were my worst enemy. They are. What's crazy is these, I say hurt so good because when I say hurt, I don't mean hurt like I'm in pain, something's wrong. Like, you know, I mean like I feel them when I'm doing them. Bulgarian squats give me the same vibe step ups do as far as like feeling them immediately. But step ups, for some reason, they just piss me off. Okay, I don't know. So maybe these step ups are like more of an enemy or whatever than these. But when I tell you the Bulgarian split squats, honey, they're nothing to play with. My form was pretty good right here for this one, right? And you know, guys, I am not perfect by any means. So sometimes you might see my form, you're like, girl, what? Baby, I was probably rushing, to be honest. But I'm always gonna mostly point that out and say it on video. Anyways, for this, that wasn't bad at all. For the Bulgarian split squat, same thing, 4 sets of 10. How I like to do them, and you'll probably see, is I'll sit down and then I'll position one of my legs forward, and then I'll lift up off the bench and put the other leg back on the bench, and that makes it easier versus just standing up and trying to balance it. Oh, 1 foot forward, 1 foot on the bench. It helps if you sit, you kind of put that leg down, pivot on it, boop, and put the other leg back. And you'll see that here. I didn't include all my sets, but honey, I did my 4 sets of 10. Bulgarian split squats are awesome for glute growth, and it just depends on how you do them. I would honestly look and research videos on a lot of the different workouts. The cool thing I love about working out in fitness is that you could do a variation of a workout, right? And there's 10 more. And then within those 10 variations, placing your legs a certain way, placing your feet a certain way, you know, how just like adjusting your back, it'll change what it's targeting. Your feet placement for leg press, that range true, it'll change what you're targeting. So I think that's the coolest thing ever. You see how for this one my foot was a little high. I was probably trying to get through it. not gonna yeah, but I think that's the coolest thing ever. And for these, it's the same thing as far as like placement and what you want to target specifically. So for this, I lean forward a bit just to target my glutes. But yeah, I feel these immediately, like no, expeditiously. Like there's no, you know, the turnover is quick. There's no like tick tock, tick tock. That's how I feel about step ups, and that's how I feel about lunges. Like the burn is there, and you know, I enjoy that because at least I know that it's working, especially since I've been working out for years. It's like, okay, you know, let's spice this up, or not even spice this up, but some stuff is just easy. Things start to get easy, especially when I was bulking. I would just like almost eat up the workouts, and I'm like, okay, 20 squats, 30 squats, 40 squats next, you know. So that's what I appreciate about Bulgarian split squats. Okay, next, last but not least, okay, we have step ups, right? So by the time I got to these step ups, I was cursing in the gym. I was saying real live curse words because I did not want to do them. But step ups work. The girls are right. They work. Okay, you need to add this to your lower body day. You're trying to grow your legs and glutes, especially your glutes. Do step ups. I feel like as far as the best workouts for glutes that I've done in this video were definitely step ups in hip thrusts. But you know, the other workouts target multiple areas as well. Okay. So for step ups, you guys have seen me do this before, but Planet Fitness has it, and I love Planet Fitness. Shout out to them. I don't understand the hate. I saw this girl post like, yeah, you know, I want to go on a gym date, but not to Planet Fitness. Well, you know, that's her prerogative, that's her life, but I love them down. Anyways, Planet Fitness has like a plate where you could move it around. That's what I'm stepping on, and basically in my other hand that I'm not holding onto a surface, I grab a 15-pound dumbbell and I step up with the same leg that the hand of the dumbbell is in. Okay, I step up with the leg, and I'm slightly bent over here. Not too much though, honey. I could have kept the spine a little more neutral, but I was out of it. Okay, for these same thing, 4 sets of 10, and y'all got this. Okay, now let's get to these hip abductors. Okay, backstory behind these, and I'm gonna make it quick because we got 3 minutes left. 4 sets of 10. All right, these are the one where you're pushing outward. Right, there's two: the inward and the outward. This is the outward. Quick story time. Right, I mentioned I lost 67 pounds. Let me know if you guys want to know about that. Also, my social in the bio. Follow my socials, and my guide is in the bio. Purchase that. Okay, and I have a hair guide that came out today, so watch that video. Right, so hip abductors, real quick. This is not quick at all. Okay. I went to 137 pounds, and I felt like my hip dips looked worse, and I'll explain why. Because right, the illusion of hips has to do with more than just your the structure, your structure of your hips, right? You can't change that, but what it had to do with was when I was 137 pounds, right? I was borderline overweight. I was not healthy, right? And all in the name of glutes, I think not, okay? But the thing was, I could not see my waist, right? So my hips were like, they look non-existent. And I naturally have hip dips, which is basically how my hips are structured. So it just made it worse. But once I found, when I lost some fat, when I lost that 65 pounds, once I found, what I found is that my waist shrank and the illusion of my hips looked like I had some, right? So I say all that to say, one, you need to have those upper body days and work on your waist and lose fat around your waist and your core. But two, I say that to say that I started doing these when I was 137 because I wanted to grow my glutes, right? Like not just one area, every muscle in my glutes, right? I wanted to grow it. And this is a really good workout for the ladies with hip dips who naturally their hips might go inward, right? It might do a curve, go in, go out, whatever. This is a great workout for those. And then there's other things like fire hydrants, banded clamshells. Some of those things I mentioned in my guide, so about it, okay? But this is a great, great, great workout, guys. And to be honest, one of my favorites. I do this every single leg and glute day, even on upper body day, just because of my own personal things as far as hip dips. Even though that is aesthetic related, I feel like I want my whole body to function as a whole, right? So not just with the hip dips and filling out those glutes, but my waist shrinking and things of that nature. I'll eventually have to do an upper body day to show you guys how this all connects. That's the cool thing about the body. Everything is connected, right? From your head to toe. So that's why it's important to not just focus on your lower body, but upper body days too. Okay, guys, I've yapped your ears off. 4 sets of 10 for everything. You all have an amazing week. I hope great things happen to you. Go to the gym. Follow me on my socials. Buy my guide. Have a good week. Bye.